I respect everybody until they earn my disrespect. Um, Again, we have legislators announcing a push for more gun legislation, gun control. And I'm really starting to question, where is the simple common sense in any of this? If I was to try to enact some restrictions on free American people, probably the first thing I would do is investigate. Uh, I mean, the first thing you would look at is facts, right? Look at the facts, see what's the causation, which would, lead you to the, the answer, what to do about it. Um, what I've seen though is, Dan Malloy, uh, with, you know, Blumenthal and Murphy riding his coattail on this gun legislation that was, driven right through Connecticut legislation, and here we go. We got people wanting to leave the state over not being able to own what they want to own to uh, protect themselves. Constitutional right. And what I don't understand is, as I said, where's the common sense? Were there any law enforcement that were consulted? These are people on front lines. These are people that would know. Were there any FBI uh, data that was looked at and taken into consideration? Was there any gun manufacturers? Were they there? Was there any input from anybody except legislators? I don't think so. I mean, Dianne Feinstein showed her abysmal ignorance on the subject. Other legislators who don't know the difference between a clip and a magazine, or even a bullet and a magazine. This is incredible. And these people are going to write the laws? Where's common sense? Why were professionals, people who are in the field, people who deal with gun violence on a daily basis, detectives, police officers, in the day of internet such as now, I would think that it would be easy to poll, and you could go through a reputable polling company, and have them poll police officers with a simple question: how would you reduce gun violence? And I would think these people would have, the most insight into how to take care of the problem. And though they all don't have the same answer, I understand that, most of them are usually going to have the same answer or up the same avenue of an answer. But to just run restrictions on free Americans because you think something is smart, and without even thinking it through at all, by restricting somebody's capacity on the ammunition they can have. Now, this is the law abiding that you're restricting, not the criminal. So you're making it easier for the criminal. You're actually aiding the criminal, because the law abiding is going to run out of bullets in his magazine before the criminal does. So now you're putting the law abiding at a disadvantage because he has to reload while the criminal does not. I don't understand how that got past you. You are going to get people killed. You'll get the law abiding killed by your actions, by your legislation, by your blatant disregard for the Constitution. A man's constitutional right to protect himself. That's a constitutional infringement. That's against the law. I was born with these rights. You didn't give them to me, and you have no right to take them away. because I have X amount of bullets in my magazine? I just illustrated that you are putting the law-abiding at a disadvantage. Who thought of this? Gun-free zone. Not one of you people, that's a common sense issue. You have to think about that. You have to. The gun-free zone is a magnet for a maniac. If somebody's going to go out and look to hurt and maim and, get yourself on the news, go down in history, they're going to go in a target-rich environment. Why would you set up somewhere for people to do that? And not one of you has brought that issue up. That's common sense. So again, where is the common sense? Did any of you, again, consult some psychiatrists? Consult people who are on the front lines with these people who supposedly commit these crimes then afterwards. Who did you consult with? I don't think you consulted with anybody except other legislators who, by the way, are mostly lawyers. Lawyers. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea at all. How many doctors were consulted during the Obama scare? This abysmally ignorant healthcare overhaul that has just wrecked our healthcare system. Congress wants out, senators want out, they're not going to put up with this. Who was consulted? Where is the common sense? There seems to be none. So you have to ask yourself, America, you and I, what do we do about it? Well, what I do, I call up Malloy's office. I call Chris Murphy's office. They think I'm a nut job. They think I'm some conspiracy theory wearing, with my tin hat. But when more of us call, it's not just a conspiracy theory anymore. When more of us call and tell them how we feel, that's when they have to listen. They can't put me off as a nut job anymore. If I tell them that their gun laws are going to kill people, they don't listen to me. They think I'm a nut job. I'm a weirdo. How could I think like that? When I just illustrated that that's exactly what it's going to do. It will save no lives. And they've admitted this. Not one life will be saved. Even by this more stringent background check horse shit, this guy is actually trying to say it's going to expand your Second Amendment right. Will not be infringed means will not be infringed. There's no gray area to that. It's only politicians and lawyers that can find gray area and use it to their own ends. We have a constitutional right, and they have no right to infringe upon that. That's common sense. That's common sense. Think about why they're trying to take your guns, people. Think about why. It's not to save children's lives, because as I just said, and if you look into it, nothing they're going to do will save a single life. Even the vice president admits they don't enforce the laws now. They're going to make more to not enforce. And not to mention, the laws they want to make are not going to save a single life. Now, as I said, look into the statistics. It'll tell you the places that have less stringent concealed carry laws are the places with less crime. There's a reason for that. Common sense, a criminal is a lot less apt to pull his gun on somebody if he thinks that somebody might be armed themselves. A lot less. Fact. Common sense. We need to look into these things ourselves, people. America, wake up to what they want. They want your gun. They want your rights. That Second Amendment they want. Look into it yourself. Common sense, people. Facts. Why were facts not used? They're not citing facts. What he keeps saying is common sense. But if you use common sense, that means using facts. Look into those yourself, people. God bless America. Good luck. I think we're going to need it.